And that's when we said, yeah, sure, Richard, you can hang out, but you got to wear pants. And I don't know.
Camera went off.
Tyranny.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is kind of an impromptu broadcast. I'm Josh Hayes here with John Bear Ross, and Richard Fox is hanging out in the shadows of the show.
I'm here. I really am.
I invited a couple of the other authors in the Mill Sci-Fi bracket, but most of them were busy doing family stuff. So we decided that we could hang out. Richard won, 2 years ago? You won for Iron Dragoons, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yep. Iron Dragoons.
And so we figured Richard could come and hang out with us while we wait for the award ceremony. I'm going to try to put the award ceremony through the StreamYard. Right now, there's some really wonky things going on, and I'm not exactly sure what's happening. So we're going to wait until the actual broadcast starts to see if that works. So John Bear Ross got nominated for Best Military Sci-Fi or Fantasy for his book. Is Defiance, right? Is the title?
Yeah, Defiance Junction World Book 1, but God knows how that happened. Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about it.
It's a well, I don't have it here in front of me, so I'm riffing. I only wrote it a couple years ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's basically mech arena combat taking place in an interdimensional crossroads. Our lead character finds herself in the middle of a mystery involving the death of everyone she loved, and the deeper she digs, the worse the truth gets. And so eventually it kicks off a war, and it's
as those things do tend to happen.
Yeah. You killed my father, prepare to die, and then everybody.
do you by chance have 12 fingers or 6 fingers on your?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
It's a great movie, by the way.
Oh, I love it.
I love your cover. The mech on your cover looks awesome. Out of all the mech covers that I've seen, that mech is probably one of my favorites. Did you have a lot of input in the design?
Well, I sculpt my own stuff, and I had an idea.
Right. You do 3D printing.
I do all kinds of stuff. I'm very distracted. Steve, our editor, said basically, how many guns are on this thing? It has a chainsaw, right? Yes, it does. Okay, and then they whipped it out. I'm pleasantly pleased with it, and people seem to like it. And they also like Jessica Kramer there on the cover too.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this. Of course, on my PC, I can't do it as well as I want to. Then I get on the Mac. Let's see if I can make this work. Be able to make this work. Gotta mute the sound though. Hold on, because they're still singing.
Are they? Oh,
yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see. Add. There it is. So it's Junction World is a series.
Yes, that's the name of the trilogy, and then that sometimes confuses people. But if you follow along, the Defiance there in one corner, Defiance Junction World Book 1. So
gotcha. No, that makes sense. Yeah. I like I can see the chainsaw behind the little sticker there.
Yeah.
No, I really do. I like that mech. And so book 2 is out, yeah?
Yeah, book 2 came out in February, and that we basically found out what it was behind the mystery World Gate portal, and took our adventure beyond that. And then book 3, we're coming back, and chickens are coming home to roost, basically. So,
nice.
A lot of killing, a lot of good killing. Yeah,
a lot of good killing.
Oh, I love me some good killing.
What's so when's book 3 supposed to come out? Do you have a date for that?
Oh no, I don't think we've done a pre-order yet. I'm hoping to wrap things up by in a perfect world by 20 books to 50K. Maybe Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas, who knows. I need more caffeine. So
are you gonna make it this year? I know you live close.
Yeah, and since it's Veterans Day that week, I can attend for about half of it, so it'll be nice. Usually I've had to do a drive-by since I live like an hour and a half away.
Right.
And so I work 2 hours this way. I have to come back to Vegas. I can stay for a couple of beers, sober up, and then head back to my house an hour and a half away. So it's doing the triangle a couple days. It wears on you. But
Yeah.
I like seeing the folks, so it's cool.
Yeah, I hope a lot of people can make it. I know a lot of people are kind of postponing and ditching and pushing off till next year. Hell, Brandon Ellis got stuck in Bali because the airport shut down, and they're not letting anybody in or out. So he kind of got stuck out there. So that kind of sucks.
Quarantine or just lack of service?
No, I think it's because of the quarantine. They, I could be wrong, but from the last post that I saw him write about it, it was basically that they were shutting down the airport and not letting anybody leave or enter for a while. It was like 3 or 4 months or something like that. That was a ridiculously long time. Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna be stuck somewhere, it's nice to be stuck in Valley, but still,
well, yeah, well, and it was good that he that was his plan to live out there. Like he was living out there for a year, so it wasn't that he went visiting for a weekend and then got stuck out there, because that would suck. What about you, Richard? What do you got going on, man?
Oh, well, all right. So I got 2 Pathfinder books. Yes, my 2-year-old's in the background. He's trying to watch Sabaton to calm him down. I got 2 Everwar Pathfinder books coming, and one of those is pretty much done. The other one's in editing, and I'm going to release those, one right after the other. And yeah, I did those with Ben Stevens. He pitched me an idea at 20 books, and I said that sounds really good. And then we massaged it for a little bit, and then he also, the second book in that series is the Belisarius story. For those of you who were up with Terra Nova and Carson's backstory, you heard about what happened, but we don't ever find out exactly what happened. So for this second story, we're going to get the Belisarius, and we're going to get a lot of Standish for Everwar fans. He's going to be in there too. So it's all right, Nene.
When he said he wanted to write that story, I was super excited. And when he told me the kind of the structure that you guys are doing for the story, I think it works 100%. I'm really interested to read it. Because it's kind of like surreal, where like you and I kind of created the Carson character and a little bit of her backstory, and then I kind of ran with Carson and the Pathfinders through Terra Nova, and now somebody else is taking on that character and kind of fleshing her out even more. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, let's hope the execution goes as well as the concept. And so that first book will be out at the end of this month. The second book will be out at the end of October. And then I've got a co-author story I did with John Brzee, which is Hell's Horizon, and that has Eric Dane from The Last Ship. He's also McSteamy, for those of you who are into Grey's Anatomy. He is one of the narrators, and then we got Giancarlo Esposito from like everything.
The guy from
Breaking Bad
and Mandalorian.
Yeah, and he is the other narrator. And I was just watching him on The Boys last night, and I thought to myself, he has said some of my dick jokes. Because Hell's Horizon has a really, really quality dick joke in it. and Giancarlo Esposito, who's probably like one of the better actors we got working today, he did the narration for that. So I guess I'm proud.
Nobody likes a low quality dick joke.
No, I have to say, of all the things that we had to go through while writing Terra Nova, getting the perfect dick joke was one of the finer. Like, we had to fine tune those. I remember when we were working on the scene where they were trying to name the Valiant. And then they're like, Richard is sending me messages. Oh, this, and they're just like ding, ding, ding on my messenger, and it was great. That was a great scene to write.
Yeah, and John Brzee and I went back and forth quite extensively on this dick joke. And then with this Pathfinder book, we don't have a dick joke, we have a poop joke, and it is an amazingly high quality poop joke, I gotta say. So I mean, if you get Ben Stevens on, he'll tell you like same thing. He was getting these random messages from me like, you know, what'd be really funny is if blah 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 blah, and then they probably come across as absolutely insane until you read the scene. And it's like, oh, raccoons, I get it now. Okay, yeah.
Right. Of all the things that I think are crazy about writing with somebody else, when you have that crazy, like super immature, childish joke, and you're like, that's the best thing we're going to put in the book. Nobody else is going to remember anything else except this really childish joke.
Yeah. It's I got like 2 or 3 really high quality dick and fart jokes coming up. So take that, my line.
You heard it here first.
Exclusive.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then after that, I'm going to do The Fall of Earth, which is the prequel story for the Ember War, and then finally, after everyone has been demanding this for quite some time, I'll get to the Volume 3 of the Ember War, which is the Abara Crusade. So,
and you've got a co-written book with David Weber coming out. Is it this year or next year?
That is going to come out next year. I don't want to say exactly when because it's still a little bit in flux.
Yeah, but
think we can get Bane to send us on a book tour. We're working on that. So
very nice.
If virus allowing, that might happen. So we'll see how that works. It's a possibility, and that book is done and in, and I don't know when they want us to get book 2 done, but that's also up there. I'm sure it'll, and then I got one book that is 100% mine, brand new series called The Tier, and that will be out in February. My longest book, like solo, it's gonna be like originally it was 90,000 words, and Podium agreed to publish it with a certain narrator who I'm not allowed to mention. Thank you. Someday. And and Podium's like, oh, we want it to be this length, and I was like, it's 90,000. It's really good. And Podium said, we would like it to be this length. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get it for you. So now it's 120,000 words. It's a great story. It's kind of imagine it's 1980s V, but humans are the lizard people. It's
oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's a little kind of a twist on the alien invasion story.
Right.
And that'll be 3 books, and that first book is done. I think I had to have the second book done in February. We'll see. So, yeah.
I just started plotting out a fantasy book, changing up genres, and I didn't realize how important it was to focus on like basically the prowess from like going from like mill sci-fi to fantasy. Just the writing style is so different. I wrote a chapter, like a page the other day, and I went back and looked, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. I'm gonna have to scratch that. I'm gonna have to scratch all of that and do something different. But I was gonna say that it's interesting that like the book that you're writing with David is done, but it's not gonna come out till next year, and it's very different experience than, like, for instance, when we were writing Terra Nova, and we were still writing Terra Nova like 5 days before we published Terra Nova.
Yep, the paint was mostly dry when we had published.
I think that's my favorite story of Terra Nova writing with you, is when we were like, we need to add the scene in, and we're like furiously trying to get it added in, and the date's like right there, and I send it in, and Richard's like, nah, it's good. We're golden. We're there, and I'm like, oh God, I don't think this is gonna work.
We'll do it live.
That's right.
Yeah.
Send it.
That's basically how it worked. It was basically send it, and it's there.
Yeah, it's bless. That was my 2-year-old sneeze. Bless you, Nanny.
Bless you.
Yeah, the more I work with the more traditional publishers, and it's like I see how these schedules work, and then we got the A-lister Hollywood types for the narrators, and there's been a little bit of back and forth about being able to use them on the cover. So it's kind of I'm getting a feel of what development hell is.
Oh, you mean like just actually having their names on the cover?
Well, their names on the audiobook cover is no problem, but if we want to use their face, whoa, everyone stop. We need to have a discussion. So,
oh, wow.
Yep. So that's a different beast, and it's a learning experience for me there.
I'm really I'm really interested to hear what. Now I'm drawing a blank on his name. The guy from Breaking Bad.
Giancarlo.
Yeah. What his voice sounds like in a narration, because in Breaking Bad, like I thought that his character, and I'm sure it was part of the character, the way he sounded, but that just the way he sounded during that series was amazing. I loved his voice. Every time he started talking, I was like, can we just have him talk the whole rest of the episode, because that's fantastic.
Yeah, I was watching him on the Boys, and minor spoiler, but I'm watching him put Highlander in his place. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can buy this. Yeah, no problem.
Well, we're waiting for the award presentation thing to start, and I'm not sure. They have a little streaming thing going on right now, but I'm not sure if this is it or it's something else. Let me see if I can hear. And if it is,
okay.
If it is, then we'll
cut to it. Did you guys hear that snippet that Nick Cole posted the other day of him doing voiceover work for video games?
Oh yeah, for the game, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was total Mark Hamill Joker kind of thing. It's like that voice came out of that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's an accomplished actor, no lie, but it was cool to hear. That's
all right. I think this is the start, so we're gonna see if we can add it in. And if you guys can hear it, then that's great. If you can't hear it,
then books, games, comics, and media. It may feel like we've been stuck inside for 200 microcycles, but when technology is once again upending our world, we find ourselves consuming media now more than ever. Binging our favorite shows, blasting through our favorite books, and playing our favorite games. It is by your nominations that we're able to showcase 92 phenomenal titles and creators on this year's Dragon Award ballot. Thousands of you voted for your favorites in categories ranging from best fantasy novel to best console game and everything in between. It is my honor tonight to represent your voices and votes and present to you the winners of the 2020 Dragon Awards.
Hey.
Who could it be?
I like that Master Control. Tron is probably my favorite movie of all time. I could watch Tron all day long.
Dragon Con presents the 2020 Dragon Awards.
I dig it.
When I first played Pathfinder 10 years ago, I was a dwarf with a knife and rope, and I fell into a hole which led to this cave. I was surrounded by the enemy and then killed. That sucked because then I had to watch everyone else play for the next 5 hours. But I got to eat a lot of pizza, so that was great. Anyway, I didn't realize that 10 years later, I would actually get to play a character that falls in a cave with some friends and gets to have his sword and a kind of crappy flashlight and fight my way through it. I did get to live through that, so I like Pathfinder and the skill on providing my cave experience. And the nominees for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Miniatures Collectible Card Role-Playing Game are...
The nominees for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Miniatures...
Oh, it's not going in order. It's going to be a mystery. All right.
Yeah, they're going to hold the best of the end. All 14.
Free League Publishing, Battlestar Galactica, Starship Battles, Viper Mark 7, Ares Games.
I'm going to vote for Battlestar
Magic
because
the
that's the only one I know.
Throne of Eldraine, Wizards of the Coast, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Paizo Publishing, Spectacular's Core Game, Scratchpad Publishing, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warcry, Games Workshop.
The winner for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Miniatures Collectible Card Role-Playing Game is Magic the Gathering, Throne of Eldraine, Wizards of the Coast.
Walt says, no, Josh, that's not how you
Science Fiction or Fantasy Board Game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The nominees for best
I
science
played,
fiction and
I'm gonna
fantasy
turn this
board
down just a
game
little bit.
are Forgotten Waters, Plaid Hat Games,
So I played
Source of
the
Lion,
old school or
Cephalo
sci-fi
Fair
authors
Games,
play old school D&D
Power
with
Rangers,
Nick
Heroes
Cole
of
and
the Grid,
James Ward and a couple other people.
Renegade Games
I'm not
Studios,
I'm not an
Tapestry,
expert at all when it comes to
Stone
playing
Layer
D&D games.
The
And
Crew,
the whole
The Quest
game,
for
Nick
Planet
Cole is telling
Nine,
me that's not how you play
Cosmos,
D&D, Josh.
The King's
and
Dilemma,
he's like, that's not how you
Horrible
play
Guild
D&D,
Games
Josh. I'm like, I'm
Studio.
just learning. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a
The winner
rookie.
for best science fiction or fantasy board game is Tapestry, Stonemeyer Games.
Congrats.
The nominees for best science fiction or fantasy mobile game are
The nominees for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Mobile Game are Arc Knights, Hypergriff, and Yostar. Call of Duty Mobile.
I'm gonna vote
Tyranny
Minecraft Earth
Studios and
because I like playing
Activision
Minecraft.
Games.
I don't even want to hear it.
Stone,
Minecraft is a really fun
Capybara
game.
Games Incorporated.
Play Lego.
William
I do play
Shirer
Legos.
Studios.
Yeah.
Okay, well that too. You know, the analog, old school. Yeah.
Mojang
See?
Studios.
No,
and Xbox
RPGs. I was a risk guy.
Games.
A lot of Palladium. Risk and Robotech.
Fabric.
I'm spending a lot of money on
the winner for best science fiction or fantasy mobile game
boy,
is
love it.
Minecraft Earth.
Oh,
There you go. Yay!
The nominees for best science fiction or fantasy PC console game.
The nominees for Best Science
Oh, this
Fiction
one's
or
gonna be
Fantasy
tough.
PC/console game are Borderlands 3, Gearbox Software and 2K Games, Control, Remedy Entertainment and 505 Games, Death Stranding.
Death Stranding
Kojima
actually looked like a
Productions and
really cool
Sony
game.
Interactive,
I never played it, but
Gears 5, the Coalition
the,
and Xbox Games
like the
Studios,
cinematics they had when it first
Half-Life
released was
Alyx,
really cool. Is that that guy from
Star Wars Jedi,
Hideo Kojima.
Fallen Order, Respawn Entertainment, and Electronic Arts.
the guy from
The Outer
Walking Dead?
Worlds,
Oh yeah,
Obsidian Entertainment, and
The guy with the
Private
crossbow. I
Division.
can't remember what his name was.
it'll come to us
The
later.
winner for best
Yeah.
science fiction or fantasy PC console game is Star Wars Jedi, Fallen Order, Respawn Entertainment, and Electronic Arts.
You know what's really cool about that
Comics
game
were a
is if you
massive
look
part
on
of my life.
YouTube
I was
and
drawing, I was doing
you
storyboards,
Google
I was playing
Vader
action
appearance
figures. Have I
in this
mentioned my
game,
action figures yet?
the
I
players
have
that
a
play
huge
it that
collection.
don't
That's
know
probably
that
stole my
Vader
mom's
is in the
basement.
game
In
and he
fact,
shows
I
up
know
and
it is.
everybody's like, oh, it's like this big
Yeah.
reveal. Yeah,
Cool.
it's cool.
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Andrew,
Point is,
gotta
the
do
nominees
give that to
for
him.
best graphic novel are
Graphic novel.
The nominees for Best Graphic Novel are Batman Universe by Brian Michael Bendis and Nick Darrington. Battlestar Galactica.
You know who had a really
Counter-Strike
great graphic
by John
novel? This guy
Jackson
Richard
Miller
Fox that had
and
a
Daniel
graphic novel, the
H.
Ember Ward.
Black Bolt by Saladin Ahmed, Christian
Oh,
And I
hey.
just happened to have
and
a.
Stephanie Hahn.
It's still in the plastic.
Oh.
Like this thing's going to be worth
By
at least
Jean
tens of
Louis
dollars in the future.
Yeah.
Mr. Miracle.
Dozens.
Tom Flynn
dozens
and
of
Mitch
dollars.
Gerads. Killing the Children, Volume 1 by James Tinian IV and Werther Del Edera.
Fourth.
the winner for best graphic novel is Battlestar Galactica Counter-Strike by John Jackson Miller, Daniel HDR. The nominees for best comic are
The nominees.
Isn't a
for
graphic
Best
novel a
Comic
comic?
book are Avengers.
Get the JR started on that.
Guinness. Bitterroot by David F. Walker, Chuck Brown, and Sanford Green. Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett.
So Lou said it.
by
He said it
Marjorie
as I was
Liu
thinking
and
it.
Sana
It's
Takeda.
like his voiceover is a little
Spider-Woman
too much.
by Carla
It's very
Pacheco,
like
Per Perez,
emotional, like
and
very
Paulo Segura.
impactful.
Undiscovered Country by Charles Sewell, Scott
Don't
Snyder,
talk about me.
Danielle
That's the way I
Oren,
talk.
Giuseppe Camuncoli, and Matt
I can't
B.
stop
Wilson.
cursing. That's how I talk.
That's right.
the winner
Oh.
for
Samuel L.
best
Jackson.
book is Avengers by Jason Aaron, Ed McGuinness. When I was
Dude, I'm
growing
so out
up,
of comp.
I watched the Superman movie probably 100 times at my grandfather's house, along with all the George Reeves Supermans, all the Reeves. And there was nothing more exciting for me at the time than to put on a bath towel and jump around off of picnic tables. And then, flash forward 30 years and I get to jump off of much higher things. So thanks, television, for giving me the idea to just, leap off stuff. And the nominees for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy TV Show are...
The nominees for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy TV Series are Altered Carbon, Netflix.
That was a good show.
Lost in Space.
I liked it.
I liked Altered
Originals.
Carbon.
Star
Yeah,
Trek.
both seasons. I love Poe. Poe was
Yes,
a good character.
Yes.
The Expanse. Amazon.
This is
Prime.
going to be tough because I
The
like The Expanse
Mandalorian.
and I love The
Disney
Mandalorian.
Plus.
Both of them
Yep.
were super
The
good.
Witcher.
I didn't really like
Netflix.
The Witcher was good, but
Watchmen.
it wasn't
HBO.
mind-blowing good. You know what I mean? Like, he did a great Witcher.
The winner for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy TV Show is...
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
Yes!
Disney Plus.
There
Hey,
you go.
I'm two for
The
however many.
nominees for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Movie are...
The nominees for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Movie are Ad Astra
Never
by
saw it.
James Gray,
Joker is a
Best Color
fantasy? How
by
is Joker
Julia
a sci-fi
Hart.
or fantasy movie?
Joker
No.
by Todd Phillips, Star Wars,
If
The
any-
Rise of Skywalker.
If
by
anybody-
J. Abrams,
If anybody voted for Rise of
Terminator,
Skywalker,
Dark
it's
Fate
I've
by
lost
Tim
all
Miller,
respect. Oh, now we have camera for
I
Richard.
take the Lion King too.
Favreau,
Lion.
Can you hear me?
The winner for
Yes,
Best Science
we can
Fiction
hear
or
you now.
Fantasy Movie is Star Wars. The Rise
No!
of Skywalker.
Oh.
You're
Oh.
kidding
I'm
me.
a fan of UG Foster's
Oh.
beautiful writing.
Wow.
Foster Award this year.
Wow.
The UG
Disney
Foster
paid for that one.
for short fiction.
Wow.
Says it all.
All
Wow.
the Disney employees got a link. Vote
Fiction.
here.
That's
The
crazy.
UG Award honors stories that are irreplaceable, that inspire, enlighten, and entertain.
I missed
The
what category
recipient
this
is a
was.
story that is unique and
UG.
both
I get some standalone award.
The 2020 finalists for the UG Award are Siobhan Carroll's story, For He Can Creep, published by Tor.com.
Nathan Peddle says fake news for the
Elfan
Star
story,
Wars.
The House from the End, published by The Dark. Andy Dudak's story, Love in the Time of Immunosharing, published by Analog Science Fiction and Fact. Thoraya Dyer's story, A Civil
I had no idea what was going on.
Absolutely Nothing,
Yeah.
published by Analog Science Fiction and Fact. Jerome
You
Stewart's
sound like YA.
Postlude to the Afternoon of a Fawn, published by
I don't
the
remember this
Magazine of
award being on the
Fantasy
thing. Maybe
and
it's
Science Fiction. The five
Oh, no,
nominees
yeah, no, no.
span multiple genres and styles, from comedic period fantasy to dystopian science fiction to dreamy contemporary horror and beyond. There was incredible world building and complex family dynamics in A Civilization Dreams of Absolutely Nothing. Haunting horror in sumptuous prose, In the House Always Wins in the End. Sweet,
Oh, I think
always
this
sea-like
might be
adventures
best
in For He Can Creep.
best horror novel.
Wildly imaginative and prescient visions of the future, in Love in the Time of Immunosharing, an inventive and touching modern mythology in Postlude to the Afternoon of a Fawn.
Music got kind of
Each
loud there for a
nominee's
minute.
story and the journeys that they took us on were an absolute joy. We want to thank each nominee again for your incredible work. So without further ado, I am honored to announce this year's recipient of the UG Foster Award.
Oh, okay, something else.
This year's
Okay.
winner is For He Can Creep by Siobhan Carroll.
Congrats. Congrats.
Wow. Thank you so much for this quiz. YouTube is one of my favorite awards, celebrating as it does the life of the author, fan, and community builder who was taken from us too soon.
You know, if I ever have to record an award, I'm going to make sure my books are in the background.
Fabulous.
no,
Red Mask,
I'm gonna make
Mask,
all of your.
Gentle
My
Beast,
background's gonna be all Richard Fox
and her
books.
gentle return.
Oh yeah, you could paper a wall with them. That's awesome.
It is an honor to accept an award bearing her name. For He Can Creep was inspired by the real history of an 18th century poet whose story I thought would seem alien to many.
Unity 151 asks if this is a pre-recorded
Who in
response. I
2019
think,
identified
but I think she is
with
actually
the life
accepting
of
it
a
for
person stuck
another author.
indoors for months at a time.
I think,
Only a pet
if I
cat.
understood it correctly.
Since then, I think we've all gained a deeper appreciation for what mandated indoor life is like, and for the pressures that it can place on creativity.
Josh, you think you can make it out of here for 20 bucks?
We rely
Yeah.
even more heavily
Yeah,
on the things that sustain us,
We've already got a. We're
community,
staying in the same
and for some of us,
suite
the
we stayed at
animals that
last
share our
time.
lives.
So
Above all,
I mean, whether the conference goes or not, I
more
mean, we're still
difficult,
planning on coming out.
soul-building work
We're going shooting, right?
to creating
Oh, yeah.
and
I'm down.
consuming art.
Okay, good.
John and I are
I got
local,
ammo.
so
I can.
Monster pack.
Yeah, I can start reloading too. So.
Kind of work that sustains our community now. Through the
Bullet
Walt says
farmer.
he wants. Walt, come on out to 20 books, man.
writers and
We'll hang out. It'll be a good time.
Thank you. for
I
all
found
that
I
you
found
do
plane
to
tickets that were
sustain the
nonstop
science fiction and fantasy community in 2020.
from Wichita to Vegas
I'd
for
also like to
$100.
thank those
Like-
who supported the creation of the story.
I don't think I've
And
ever
as
seen
always,
flights that
amazing
cheap
Ellen
before.
Matlow and the crew
I
at
mean, I guess they
Border.com,
could be, but I've never
to
seen them
Scott
that
Andrews,
cheap.
whose Hexagon Retreat provided the space for
Post 9/11. I went to Dallas for like $50. It was nice. I plane too.
Yes.
And Peter Fay, who patiently
What's interesting is my
around
dad went on.
accuracy
He
of my
flew
fiction
from
of cats
Wichita
and
to
demons.
Ohio.
Lastly, I'd like to thank
Um,
two of my inspirations,
2 months ago,
Banjo and Lucy.
and he said it was a packed
Who
plane. I
are
was thinking, man, there would be like
never
seats
be
open,
satisfied.
for the social distancing or whatever. He's like, nope, we're sitting right next to each other.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had a space in between us. That was mandated, but every row was full. So
Yeah,
it was just 4 o'clock.
nice.
There's nothing more enjoyable than reading a giant book and trying to figure out how they would turn it into a movie. Then when I realized they could turn it into a movie,
I think this is media
I realized
tie-in.
maybe it doesn't mean they should have.
Media tie-in, maybe.
Anyway, let's get started. The nominees for Best Alternate History Novel are
Oh, okay. I was wrong.
The nominees
Close.
Best
I was close.
history novel are The Girl with No Face by M.H. Borison, Witchy Kingdom by D.J. Butler, Revolution by W.L. Goodwater, As Our World Ends by Jack Hunt, Uptime Pride and Downtime Prejudice by Mark H. Houston,
Clever
A
title.
Nation Interrupted by Kevin McDonald.
the winner for Best Alternative History Novel is Witchy Kingdom by D.J. Butler.
Oh, congrats.
The nominees
Very
for Best
cool.
Horror Novel are
The nominees for Best Horror Novel are Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky, Scavenger Hunt by Michael Brent Collins, The Twisted
you know someone's a serious author when they have two first names.
Kingfisher, The Pursuit of William Abbey by Claire North.
I think Claire North, didn't she write
Toll
the first
by Cherie
13 Lives
Pace.
of Harry something? If I'm ready, it
The
was a
winner
really
for
good book,
Best Horror
if I remember
Novel
correctly.
is The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher.
Congrats.
The nominees for Best Media Tie-In Novel are
The nominees for Best Media Tie-In Novel are Firefly, The Ghost Machine by James Lovegrove, Star Trek Picard, The Last Best Hope by Una McCoy.
Yeah, Claire North. She wrote the
Star
first
Trek
15 lives
Discovery,
of
The
Harry
Enterprise
August.
War
Great
by
book.
John Jackson Miller, Resistance Reborn by Rebecca Rowanhorse, Aliens Phalanx by Scott Stigler.
The original Aliens books from the
The
90s
winner
were really
for Best
good.
Media Tie-In Novel is
Earth War. I really like.
The Ghost Machine
Firefly
by
one.
James Lovegrove. The
Sweet.
nominee for Best
Shining.
Military Science Fiction or Fantasy
Bring
Novel
it up.
Here it
There you
is. This is it.
The nominees
Quiet,
for
quiet.
military science fiction or fantasy novel are Savage
That's
War
cute.
by Jason Onfuck and Nick Cole,
I know those guys.
Alert by Joss Hayes,
Who's
Aftershock
that?
by Marco Plus, Defiance by Bear Ross, Howling
Oof.
Dart by Christopher Ruokio, System Failure by Joe Zijah.
The winner for Best Military Science Fiction or Fantasy Novel is Savage Wars by
Very
Jason
cool.
Onfuck and Nick Cole.
Yep.
Congrats.
Hey,
Yeah,
For
good.
Best
Very
Adult
I called it.
Grade Novel are
I know that guy.
The
Yeah.
nominees
Guys.
Best Young Adult Middle Grade Novel are
I know those guys too.
Finch Merlin and the Font of
Gentlemen, congratulations on being nominated.
Forest.
He was joining an august club.
It's
by
a
Naomi Kritzer,
like I said, the
The
nomination
Great
was,
by Kim Leggett,
I mean, to get
Fourth
nominated
Collector
is really
by
cool
Kevin
anyway.
Shinnick,
Like
The
to have
Poison
your
Jungle
fans think
by
that much of your book
T.T.
is a
Sutherland,
really cool thing.
Cog
That's
by
a good resume
Greg
builder.
and
It was
Cap.
cool. Wow. I mean, you have to. How many
The winner
thousands
for
of books were
Best
published
Adult
last year?
Middle Grade Novel
Mhm.
is Finch Merlin and the Fount of Youth by Bella Forst.
Congrats.
Best fantasy novel, including paranormal, are
The nominees for Best Fantasy Novel, including paranormal, are Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, Jade War by Fonda Lee, Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, Dead Astronauts by Jeff Vandermeer, The Burning White.
Of course, now what you guys will be doing is thinking, what about next year?
Yeah.
the winner for best fantasy novel.
Which titles are gonna get in there?
Morgenstern.
Yeah.
It's interesting
Final award for this evening.
the dates that you
Best
have to line up
science
to
fiction
get it in the
Yeah,
running.
that is funny sometimes.
Yeah.
I think my book 2 is eligible, I think. So we'll see if book 2 goes in.
The Testerers by Chuck Wendig.
The winner for best science fiction novel is
Oh, you skip that.
The Last Emperix by John Scalzi.
I think it's pronounced Emperor.
Congratulations to all the winners of the 2020 Dragon Award. To all our nominees, we have been honored to showcase your works and celebrate your achievements. Continue writing and creating and encourage your fans to nominate you again when the 2021 Dragon Awards nomination period opens again later this year. Now, concluding our 5th year, the Dragon Awards have proven to be the defining must list for the greatest in genre novels, media, comics, and games. While the world is locked inside, fans have turned to past award winners to build their wish lists. We are excited to add these 15 2020 Dragon Award winners to that illustrious list of winners. We would like to take a moment to thank the Fulton County Library System and their partners for their support of this year's award and for helping readers and fans everywhere access to this year's nominees. And thank you, everyone, for nominating and voting this year.
Definitely.
I have to go.
That's
I recognize it's coming. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your con.
Nice. Well, good times.
Yeah.
Oops, I need to. I hit the button, but now it's still the volume's still playing loud in my headphones.
That's Nick Cole's second Dragon Award.
Yeah, because didn't he win for Control Alt Revolt?
Yeah, I think it was just science fiction. That was for science fiction novel, not military sci-fi. So.
Yeah.
The only other person I know who's got more than one is David Weber, and he's got 3. So.
I think Larry Correa has 3 too. He said stop nominating them. Yeah.
He said stop nominating.
Yeah, he has to come out and say no, please.
No,
Thank you.
Yeah.
No more cake, please.
Yeah.
You know, I just noticed, Richard, there's a turtle behind you.
There's 2 turtles. There's 2 of them in there. They're my office turtles. So they just sit there and judge me while I'm writing. I look over and they'll just be sitting there staring. They don't make a sound, but they'll just be just looking at me. I can feel like when they're not impressed with what I'm doing.
That reptilian disgust. Yeah.
They'll just sit there and just stare at me, and it's like turtles. I don't know why. My 5-year-old wanted turtles, so he got turtles, and now I have turtles.
Now they're yours.
How's the smell? Does it smell like extra fragrant?
No. It's the lighting right now makes the water look awful, but it's actually very clean. So it's just
okay. But I had turtles as a kid in Japan, and that was ripe. That was brutal.
Yeah, we actually, my daughter wanted to get a ferret, and we were able to convince her not to get a ferret. Not only that they steal stuff, but then they just smell, and
they're cute. Yeah.
And it would be my daughter got a ferret for like a week, and then I would have a ferret for the rest of its life, kind of like the turtles. Well, hey, thanks guys for coming and hanging out and watching the award show with me. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
John, congrats on being nominated again, and maybe we can do it again next year.
You as well, sir.
And maybe next year we could actually all go to Atlanta for this.
I really hope so. Because I think it. I haven't ever been, but watching everything, like I'm on the Facebook group, and they were posting a lot of stuff that they videotaped last year on the group, and it looks like a really fun con to go to, just to hang out and be at. So yeah, hopefully next year it'll be on and we can go.
I can finally whip out the Zardoz cosplay.
That's sweet. Oh yes,
so down.
No, we should all do Zardoz. That would be amazing. Just like 8 guys just walking around as Zardoz.
You know how it's hard to find a Webley. I can't find a Webley anywhere. I've been looking. Trust me.
I'm down. I'll do it. Cool. Well, everybody that watched with us, thanks for watching. We'll be live tomorrow. I'm almost positive Karen Travis is going to be on the show tomorrow morning. So that would be a good show to not miss. And yeah, I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure she's coming on.
Karen's amazing to me. I like her a lot.
Yeah. So, okay, cool, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out, and we'll holler at you later.
Thanks.
See you.
Congratulations again, guys.
Thank you.